European it. Europe's AI moment. Sovereignty, talent, and the $1 billion question.
Welcome back to European It. I'm Sebastian, your guide through the complex, sometimes chaotic, but always fascinating world of European technology. Now, imagine this. OpenAI just secured the largest AI funding round in history, $110 billion. The headlines are screaming about valuations and victory laps. Amazon, Nvidia, SoftBank are all in. Even Microsoft, OpenAI's biggest backer, is cheering from the sidelines. But here's what nobody is asking. What happens to Europe when the next generation of AI is built entirely on US infrastructure? It's a massive question. But this week, we aren't just asking questions, we're seeing answers. From a Dutch startup hitting unicorn status, to challenge Nvidia, to an Austrian factory giving startups the compute power they need, Europe is pushing back. Today we're diving deep. We'll explore the AI infrastructure arms race, look at the uncomfortable ethics of defense tech, find out why Vienna is quietly becoming the crypto capital of Europe, and ask if betting 400 million euros on fusion energy is genius or madness. Let's get into it.
The AI infrastructure arms race.
Let's start with that massive number, $110 billion. OpenAI's latest raise is staggering. But look closer at who's writing the checks. Amazon, Nvidia, SoftBank. Microsoft is supportive, but they aren't leading this round. It suggests a shift. OpenAI is diversifying. It's less of a monogamous relationship with Microsoft and more of an open ecosystem. But for us in Europe, the story isn't really about OpenAI. It's about dependency. If the infrastructure layer, the compute, the data centers, the chips remains firmly in American hands, do we have real sovereignty? This week, we saw a glimmer of hope. A Dutch startup called Accelera AI just raised $250 million and became Europe's newest unicorn. They're building AI chips specifically designed for edge computing. Why does this matter? Because right now, Nvidia effectively owns the high-end chip market. Accelera is proof that European engineering can still compete at the hardware level. They're part of the EIC Scaling Club, a European Innovation Council initiative. And their success validates the idea that public money, paired with private ambition, can create global contenders. But chips need places to run. That brings us to Austria. This week, the AI Factory Austria opened in Vienna. It's an €80 million facility designed to give startups access to serious compute power without having to rent it from a US hyperscaler. It's a direct response to the problem. We can't rely on foreign clouds for our digital sovereignty. And speaking of infrastructure, Google just acquired a massive 900-hectare site in Finland for a new data center. Why Finland? Cold climate, cheap renewable energy. The Nordic region is becoming Europe's data center heartland. Now, put these pieces together. You have Accelera building the chips, the AI factory providing the compute, and the Nordics hosting the physical infrastructure. It feels like a strategy is forming. But is it enough? Or are we just building small forts while the US builds an empire?
Corporate moves and industry shifts.
Let's shift gears and talk about money specifically. Fintech. If you thought the fintech gold rush was over, this week offered a confusing reality check. On one hand, we have Allica Bank in the UK. They just became a unicorn with a $155 million Series D round. They focus on SME banking, small and medium enterprises. It turns out while everyone was chasing consumer apps, the boring essential business of lending to companies was underserved. Allica proves there's still gold in them thar hills, if you pick the right hill. Then there's Revolut. They're eyeing a valuation of $100 billion. That would make them one of Europe's largest tech companies, period. It signals that the fintech giants aren't just surviving, they're consolidating power. But, and this is a big but, contrast that with Block. Jack Dorsey's fintech company just laid off 40% of its workforce. That's over 4,000 people. They cited AI-driven restructuring. Now, I have to ask, is this responsible AI adoption, or is it cost-cutting dressed up in a trendy buzzword? When a company fires 4,000 people and blames AI, it raises eyebrows. It forces us to ask whether AI is liberating us or just becoming the ultimate efficiency tool for slashing payroll. And then there's the curious case of Vienna. While Berlin, Paris, and London fight for fintech dominance, Vienna has quietly become a crypto hub. BitGet just opened their EU headquarters there, joining KuCoin and Byte. Why Vienna? 2 words, Mika. The EU's markets and crypto assets regulation provides a clear framework. These companies aren't just choosing a city, they're choosing regulatory clarity. It's a win for European policy, showing that clear rules can actually attract business, not just scare it away. Of course, it wasn't all good news for European fintech nostalgia. N26, one of our early darlings, faced headlines about Jeffrey Epstein's historic investment via Peter Thiel's Valar Ventures. It's a stark reminder that due diligence isn't just about balance sheets, it's about the source of the capital. So fintech is alive, but it's stratifying. You have winners reaching 100 billion valuations, and losers cutting staff by 40%. The middle ground is disappearing.
Ethical debates and policy news.
Now, let's talk about the tension between ethics and necessity. This week provided a perfect case study in divergent paths. In the US, Anthropic, the company behind the Claude AI model, did something remarkable. The Pentagon reportedly demanded unrestricted access to Claude for military applications. Anthropic said no. They specifically blocked autonomous weapons development and mass surveillance. It's a bold stand from a company trying to be the good guy in AI. They drew a line in the sand. Our tech will not be used to kill autonomously. But look at Europe, and the line is blurrier. The German Bundeswehr just ordered 540 million euros worth of combat drones from 2 German startups, Helsing and Stark Defense. Originally, they planned for 4.3 billion, but procurement bottlenecks slashed the order. Still, it's a massive win for European defense tech. And they aren't alone. 2 air defense startups, Frankenberg and Titan, just raised 30 million euros each. Their backer? The NATO Innovation Fund, alongside Plural. Here is the uncomfortable reality. European startups are actively embracing defense contracts. NATO is funding them. Governments are buying, while US AI companies are wrestling with the ethics of military use. European founders are building the drones. Is this wrong? I don't think there's a simple answer. With the war in Ukraine, European nations realized we have a security gap. We relied too long on US protection. If we want sovereignty, digital or otherwise, we need a defense industry. But as these startups grow, they will face the same ethical questions Anthropic faced. Where do we draw the line? Defensive drones are one thing. Autonomous lethal weapons are another. It's a debate Europe needs to have, openly, before the technology outruns the policy.
Tools and practical updates.
Let's look at the future specifically, where the smart, risky money is going. We're seeing moonshots. Bavaria just committed 400 million euros to Proxima Fusion. Fusion energy, the promise of unlimited clean power, has never worked at commercial scale. It's the classic 20 years away and always will be joke. But Bavaria is betting 2 billion euros total on it being real. Is this visionary leadership or fiscal irresponsibility? I lean towards visionary. If you want to be a tech superpower, you have to take big swings. In AI, we're seeing a shift from chatbots to world models. While US giants bet on large language models, some European researchers believe world models, AI that understands physics and causality, not just language, could be Europe's competitive advantage. It's a chance to leapfrog rather than catch up. And finally, a quirky but fascinating story from Austria. A startup called Kollega has launched AI agents with a salary payment model. It sounds strange, but it raises real questions. If an AI agent does the work of a human, how do you price it? How do you compensate it? It's a novel business model that treats AI not just as software, but as a participant in the economy. And for those keeping an eye on green tech, AccuPower in Graz just launched Austria's first sodium-ion home storage. No lithium required. It's battery innovation that bypasses the geopolitical nightmare of lithium supply chains. So, from fusion to sodium batteries to world models, Europe is betting on deep tech. Not just apps, but atoms. So, what did we learn this week? First, the infrastructure gap is real, but Europe is building. Accelera AI and the AI Factory Austria aren't just press releases, they're foundational steps towards sovereignty. Second, defense tech is where ethics meets opportunity. European founders are stepping up where governments have been slow, but they must tread carefully on the moral line. Third, fintech is a tale of two cities, unicorns and layoffs coexisting, with Vienna emerging as an unlikely regulatory haven. And finally, Europe is taking moonshots. Fusion, world models, sodium batteries, we are swinging for the fences. Thank you for listening to European It. I'm Sebastian. If you want to discuss these stories, find us on social media at european.it.com using the hashtag EuropeanIt. I'll leave you with this question. If Europe builds its own AI infrastructure and defense industry, do we simply become another version of the tech giants we're trying to escape? Or can we build something fundamentally different? Think about it. Until next time, keep building.